Now in this lecture, we will learn selecting pixels by color range. In this image, let's change the yellow background with some other color. Previous tools that we learned are not enough to select the complex background area. If we try to select the subject like the kids here in the image and invert the selection, that will take much time. Rather, we have an option of color range. Go to select color range. With this method, we can select the similar color pixels very fast. Just click on the spot from where you want to pick the color sample to select. You will see the bottom image thumbnail as black and white image. The white color area indicates selected pixels. The black color area indicates the excluded area. And the gray color area means it has been selected with low or high opacity depending on how dark or light the black shade is. Below the thumbnail, we have two options for how we want the thumbnail to be visible. Let it be as the selection only. It will help us to decide the areas we want to select. At the top, we have predefined colors given in the drop-down menu. You can either select any of the options if you want predefined colors to be selected, or you can select the highlights, midtones, or shadow areas to be selected. Highlight means the bright color pixels. Midtone means the dull color pixels which have no bright colors or no dark colors, and shadows means the dark color pixels. When any of these three options are selected, we have a range slider activated above the image thumbnail. We can select the desired areas by setting the appropriate range value. The next option is skin tones. It will select the pixels around the skin color. Here we have one more activated option named Detect Faces when we select the skin tones option. If you select the option, the Photoshop AI will detect the face area automatically and removes the other areas from the selection. The last option is out of Gamut. This option is specially for printing purpose. It will select the colors which cannot be printed properly on the printer. If you print this image, some color variation will come in those areas. Now select the sample colors option. Click on the background area. You can see the white area as selected pixels. If you change the sample color by clicking at another place in the image, the other area will be selected. But we want to select the whole yellow background. That means we need to add areas to our selection. Again, we will need the Shift key here. Let's select the whole background by pressing and holding the Shift key and adding the sample colors by clicking on different spots for the sample color. We also can drag our mouse to select the sample colors on the image. The alternate way is to select the button of Add to Sample to do the same. If you feel the image thumbnail we see here is very small, we can reflect the same on the actual image also, so that we can see the area that is going to be selected more precisely. At the bottom, we have the selection preview option. We have different options here. Depending upon the image colors, we can select any of the options from the drop down. We will select grayscale here. You also can select the sample color by clicking on the thumbnail as well as on the image. If you feel your selection has unwanted areas, you can press and hold the Alt key and select the sample colors that you want to exclude from your selection. You can do the same by clicking on the Subtract from Sample button. We have another option of Fuzziness to refine our selection. With this slider, we can increase or decrease the shades range for our sample colors we have picked. Shades range means if we have selected the sample color as yellow color, it will search for yellow shades towards green and yellow shades towards red. The more fuzziness value means more colors towards the other colors. So for refining the background color selection for this image, we will decrease the fuzziness value and add sample colors of yellow background. Finish with the desired areas you want to select and click OK. You can see the background has been selected. You can change the background color now. Open the Layers panel and click on Adjustment Layer and select Hue Saturation. It will create a new layer with the current selection. You will come to know how it is happening in upcoming chapters. You can set the color of your choice. Delete the new layer for now. Suppose you want the remaining area of the background that we have selected. Just go to color range again and here we have a checkbox of invert. Select this option and color range will remember the last settings for the sample colors you have selected. So it becomes very easy to select the remaining areas. We have another option of localized color clusters. This option is very useful when we want to select the same color from a small range and not from other areas of the image. In this image, we can see white color in different areas. But if we want to select only the helmet and exclude the other kid's dress and the leather area, select the option of localized color clusters. You can see that the below slider of range also activates when we turn on the option. When the range value is set to 100%, it means you want to select the same sample color with maximum range from the sample. But if you lower the range, it will shrink the area to look around the sample. We can also select the color from the existing selection. For example, if you want to select a color from a specific area and not from the whole image, you can first make a selection around the area and then try the color range option to select the areas only from the existing selection. Just imagine that you have other images from the same photo shoot. Will you spend the same time with the precision you did just now? We can't select the same color samples every time. So here we have an option to save current settings as an external file. We can load it again whenever needed, or you can load the same file on Photoshop running on another computer too. It will save our time and do the job accurately. Alright, now let's talk about the relative questions. So the first question is how color range is different from the other selection tools. So first of all, color range is not a tool but a method of selecting pixels based on sample color. It will select the sample color from all over the image or within the range from sample color. We can quickly select the bright or dark color directly without selecting the sample color as well. The second question is explain fuzziness. So fuzziness will increase or decrease the color shades range towards other colors. Less fuzziness will shorten the range towards other color shades. So it can be more accurate than greater fuzziness.